Hello Summoners, and welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name is Kangas, and today we'll be discussing counter picks to the OP champions in 10.22. We'll be going over the runes, builds, and playstyles to effectively counter specific matchups. So the next time you run into one of these characters, you'll have an easy time playing through the game. For our question of the day, if you had to pick a champion to be your life advisor, who would you go with and why? For me personally, I'd like to get life advice from Braum. I don't know why, can't quite put it. Just seems like a trustworthy guy. He'd protect me if anything ever went down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Before we get started, make sure to visit us at ProGuides.com and try our new VOD reviewing coaching system. There you'll receive an in-depth report from one of our challenger tier coaches running over the mistakes and things that you can improve on in your gameplay. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. Fiora continues to dominate the top lane in solo queue as a duelist and a late game split pushing monster. Last week we had Gangplank as a counter to match the scaling. However, this week we went a little different and chose Lulu. That's right, your favorite support enchanter will be used to shut down Fiora early game before she can ramp up and take over the side lanes. Look to poke Fiora early with your auto attacks and abilities until she engages. Once she attempts to go in on a vital, use W on yourself and kite, or chase accordingly to continue damaging Fiora. We want to stress the importance of knowing when you should chase or disengage Fiora, because this will make the difference in poking the Fiora enough to force her to reset. Look to build Corrupting Potion, Ninja Tabby, Seeker's Arm Guard, Athene's, Ardent Censer, Rabadon's Deathcap, finish off Zonia's, and finish out with a Void Staff. While this pick is being used in the top lane, we are advocating for a supportive build because, at the end of the day, once the mid game rolls around, you want to be appealing for your carries since you can't beat Fiora in the side lane anyways, regardless of what you build. During fights, identify which carry you want to use your shielding abilities on and which enemy target is such a big threat that you would have to polymorph them. Our next counter pick for the top lane will be Illaoi into Urgot. While Illaoi isn't a pick that people talk about often, she has a lot of unexpected damage at all points of the game and excels in fighting short-ranged champions. Let's be real, we've all seen the highlight clips or experienced one firsthand of Illaoi using her ult and wiping the whole team within seconds. The tentacles are broken. Getting back on topic, look to sustain the early laning phase with your biscuits and corrupting potion, and reach your power spikes at levels 3, 6, and 11. These levels will give you the tools necessary to fight the Urgot and potentially turn 1v2 jungle ganks. If Urgot ever jumps in, simply land your E and mash all your abilities as you kite. You will come out on top since Urgot will have to worry about the spawning tentacles hitting him if he continues to chase. Look to build Corrupting Potion, Black Cleaver, Ninja Tabby, or Merc Dreads, Death's Dance, Steric's Gauge, Spirit Visage, and Guardian Angel. Once you reach Death's Dance and Spirit Visage, you will have a ton of sustain during team fights, so look to either group or find 1v2 scenarios and start popping off. Our biggest suggestion is making sure you flash into the enemy team since you will spawn more tentacles with more enemy champs being hit. Otherwise, make sure to try to get double value out of hitting the target you land your E on and the actual champion itself to essentially double damage that nobody will expect. The jungle position continues to be dominated by solo queue champions, with Hecarim and Kha'Zix being big focuses. Once again, a huge disclaimer for jungle. Jungle is all about lane priority. These picks are generally designed to shut down what the enemy jungler wants to do or outright win the 1v1 duel. Hecarim is continuing to be picked in both solo queue and competitive gameplay. This week's counter will be the Crystal Vanguard Skarner. Skarner has many tools to shut down Hecarim, mainly being his ultimate, which will outright stop Hecarim's onslaught of shadows. If you ever see Hecarim ulting into your team, immediately pull him and laugh as you successfully countered him. Outside of this one big interaction, look to play Skarner as you normally would by farming up and reaching level 6 when you can make plays across the map. Look to build Blue Smite Cinderhulk, Merc Dreads, Righteous Glory, Dead Man's Plate, Stone Plate, and end up with a Spirit Visage. During the early game, you have a lot of tools to stall out a fight with your shield and stun, so make sure to only contest camps or crabs on the side where you have priority so your team can assist you. Otherwise, don't forget your job to peel for your teammates when Hecarim tries to dash into your team, and you should be good. When dealing with Kha'Zix, you want a champion that can match his damage and chase him down if he tries to run away. Rek'Sai does a really good job of this at all stages of the game, mainly with her knockup and ultimate. If you ever run into Kha'Zix, knock him up and unload your kit, forcing him to run away, allowing you to control the area. If you feel like you can kill him, use your ult and chase him down with a fully charged Conqueror stack. Look to build Red Smite Warrior, Ninja Tabby or Merc Dreads, Black Cleaver, Edge of Night, Steric's Gauge, and Guardian Angel. A couple niche mechanics you can abuse is using your burrow form to find where Kha'Zix goes if he ever goes invisible. On top of that, you can land your burrowed Q to get a really good idea where he's running to. Lastly, you can catch Kha'Zix mid-jump by unburrowing beneath him and canceling it. Normally it'd have to flash under him to knock him up, but you can always wait for him to jump to you. Make sure to look to abuse these strategies to further shut down Kha'Zix. Galio has started to shake the mid lane meta with his tankiness and ability to impact side lanes. We've talked about this counter pick before, but Fiora is still a very strong pick into Galio. Because of Galio's predictable CC usage, you'll be able to use your parry to CC him and run him down with your Conqueror stacks, or simply run away. During the laning phase, look to shove waves and proc vitals to help your jungler control crabs and invades to gain small leads over the enemy team. Look to build Ravenous Hydra, Merc Treads, Trinity Force, Death's Dance, Steric's Gauge, and Guardian Angel. During the mid-game, split push and force Galio to react to you. If you are ever given a 1v1 or 1v2, take it, and you should always win since Galio doesn't have enough damage to burst you through your healing. If Galio ever ults away, you can take towers really fast with the Sheen proc from Trinity Force, allowing you to open the gates and blow the game wide open. Echo is a champion that always finds himself back into the meta, whether it be through solo queue or competitive play. The counterpick we have into Echo is going to be Rumble. Rumble excels in shutting down melee characters because of his sustained damage and insane burst once he starts overheating. Look to slowly shove the wave while poking Echo and assist your jungler with securing crabs and enemy camps. Try and maintain around 50% heat at all times, so if Echo ever all-ins, you can overheat and out-DPS him. Look to build Sorc Shoes, Oblivion Ord, Liandry's, Zhonya's, Rabadon's, and end out with a Void Staff. The biggest thing you need to watch out for during the laning phase is being hit by Echo W, which will stun you for a very long time, giving Echo the opportunity to win the trade. Make sure you reposition back or to the side when he uses this ability and overheat and out-trade him, since you will always win extended trades. Countering Jhin and Jinx, similar to jungle, there's a huge disclaimer. AD carries will never run at each other and fight in a 1v1. The point of these counter picks is to find opportunities to win small trades and build up advantages, eventually leading to an outscale opportunity. A lot of AD carry matchups are heavily influenced by the supports, since supports dictate the pace of bottom lane. Jhin is a menace in the bottom lane, serving as a very strong supportive AD carry with his crowd control and survivability. The counter we have will be Tristana. Tristana not only outscales Jhin in the late game, she has a lot of tools to keep him shoved in, and here's the kicker. She also has abilities designed to all in and stick to him. If you ever notice Jhin overstepping during the laning phase, jump directly on him and place your bomb on him, attacking him and jumping on him again. Jhin will have very hard time dealing with this since his champion is immobile, so he'll have an easy time controlling the laning phase. Look to build Stormrazor, Berserker Greaves, Rapid Fire, Infinity Edge, Death's Dance, and Mercurial Scimitar. During the laning phase, watch out for stacks of 2 to 3 minions of your own because Jhin can easily shoot a grenade to them, which will bounce to you, making the laning phase a bit harder. Your main objective is to keep him shoved under turret with your E passive being able to push minions and control bot river. On top of that, if early game doesn't go to plan, you will always outscale and do more damage during teamfights because of your attack speed, steroid, and range in the later game. Jinx is a champion that struggles during the early game but demolishes teamfights during the late game. Our counterpick is Draven, since he abuses weak early game champions very well to snowball and end out the game early. This matchup is very simple. If Jinx ever oversteps, simply use your stand aside and run her down. There is a 0% chance that she ever out DPSs you since you have Hail of Blades and Cheap Shot, so make sure to zone her from waves or just all in her. Look to build Manamune, Berserker Greaves, Rapid Fire Cannon, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Death's Dance. The biggest thing that can make your all-ins harder to execute is her traps. Make sure to path around this or to simply disengage if Jinx places them really well, because it is possible to lose the trade if you accidentally drop an axe or are unable to pick it up. Countering Janna and Bard. Just keep in mind, support counterpicks do not imply you will be 1v1ing your opponent to the death, but rather how they interact and what counter matchups can do to shut down the opponent. To beat Janna, you want a support that can match her damage and even offer slightly more during trades. Nami has the ability to out-damage Janna and even stun her on the spot if she oversteps. During the laning phase, look to control the brushes and trade all of your abilities with Janna if it comes down to that. Janna's Tornado will always take too long to ramp up and reach you, giving your bubble time to hit her, potentially setting up your AD carry to go in. Look to build Spell Thieves, Swifty Boots, Ardent Censer, Athene's, Redemption, and save the last slot for Pink Wards. During the late game, if you notice Janna is about to use her ultimate in a team fight, fire your ult towards her. This will cancel it, giving your team the upper edge in the fight. Otherwise, peel for your carries and make sure to land your bubbles on targets that are already CC'd. Look to pick Pyke into Bard for both in and out of laning phase. Both of these champions are very similar in the sense that they can both roam very well and have decent setup during the laning phase for their junglers or AD carries. Your main objective is to control the laning phase and zone Bard from walking up to line up his Q, since he has to respect your ability to hook him. Look to build Steel Shoulder Guards, Boots of Mobility, Umbral Glaive, Edge of Night, Guardian Angel, and Youmuu's. During the early laning phase, and even mid-game, make sure to match Bard's roams, since you have the mobility and tools to do so. Essentially, Pyke is the AD version of Bard, but offers more in the solo queue environment because of his aggressive playstyle and ability to generate gold for his team with his ultimate. That concludes our latest episode of Counter Picks in 10.22. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to join our Discord below, where you get tons of coaching giveaways and community events. Lastly, don't forget to visit our website at ProGuides.com, where you can receive coaching from pro players, watch live classes, and improve with courses from pro players. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck on the Rift.